I draw a smiley face on top of this blank piece of page that stares back at this face. I begin with, dear blank piece of page, please get yourself ready, you're about to be amazed. I ran into this one boy who was about 6 years of age, his eyes filled with sorrow, sadness, and rage. Not one adult in sight, but remained properly behaved. I slowly approached to recite him this poem. That's when he began to recite a poem of his very own. He said, "Excuse me, mister, I noticed your stare from way over there." I said, "What's wrong, little guy? You look awfully sad. Do you want me to help you find your mom or your dad?" He smiled, paused, and then laughed. "I'm not lost, boss, but look around, you'll notice that everyone else is. You might think I'm young, scared, and helpless, but I can show you some adults that might need some help with their lives, help with their pride that made them cold and selfish." "What do you mean, little boy? Please emphasize. Give me a piece of your mind, and later I'll give you a piece of mine." "Okay, mister, only if what you say can give me a peace of mind." Haha, we both chuckled. "I'm sorry, mister, I just like to burst bubbles." I said, "It's no trouble, now please, let's get back to flowing like the breeze, as these words fill these blank pieces of sheets with ease. Mister, I see the world I live in and it gets me awfully scared. It makes me wonder if anyone really cares. It makes me wonder if my future will be taken over by robotic human computers. I feel like screaming out loud, 'Hello, why are all your heads stuck in the iClouds?' But tonight, mister, I swear that I shall recite and recite until the day turns into night. And maybe, just maybe, I just might spark a little change. Tell me, little boy, what was your name?" "Mister, what does it matter? Just listen to the words that shower like the raindrops. We all know what happens when the rain stops. Rainbows are born right after the strongest storms. So this is for the child who still hasn't grown. They can call this poem their very own. A poem that speaks of peace and love and a world without war, please. A poem that will drop the best of poets down to their knees. A poem that will cure the worst of disease. A poem that will give the next generation a bit of relief. A poem of my dreams, that one day I can give an acceptance speech. How violence, drugs, and sex increase, infecting these poorless little kids that are attached to set TVs or TV sets because it's things they inject to ruin and affect your kid's brain as it's hit reset. And he or she starts to forget what it's like to live with recess. To enjoy a beautiful day outside and feel alive with no regrets. The one who looks around always sees best. Stay away from those bad dreams with their added scenes, all these ad fiends. Little boy, let me take it from here. Let me make sure my throat is clear. Do you mind?" "No, mister, it's totally fine. And by the way, the pleasure was all mine. Listen, before I go in, I ask God to shower me with words. You have to be aware it would totally be unfair to take full credit for what you're about to hear. I want to make sure this resonates as I aim and designate feelings that I shoot to penetrate. I step in the booth, look what you've just started. I'm loaded with ammo and guess who's the target? These mainstream rappers are gassed up, you should ask who just farted. Enough about your diamond rings and rapping about who's the hardest. Your words have no value, your words have no meaning. I'll bring life to these words, look how these words will start breathing. You've created this huge mess, time for these words to start cleaning. You've disrupted the soul, that's why all these hearts have stopped beating. I shall deliver these words, I mean give birth to these words. Look how these words will start breeding. I'll continue to repeat the word until the word starts screaming. Screaming into your head, maybe I might spark feeling. They mistreated the word and now the word is lost. But if you ask the word who's boss, it shall tell you it's the poet, of course. Can't you see? Look how the poet brings me back into the game. Look how some people lost value of my words. It's absolutely a shame. The way they use my name just for a bit of money and fame. What happened to those great men who way back, when the blood of a warrior was equal to the ink coming from a great pen? A pen that wrote words to great leaders and great kings. A pen that had an effect to spark a change to great things. A pen that created words that inspired a love letter. Words that made a man and a woman love better. That's enough! The word interrupts before the poet erupts. The poet grabs his pen. I shall send out a letter to all the great men on our behalf. Whoever wrote that story, The Wizard of Oz, tell him that Dorothy was overly corny, and tell him that he was lying. There is no such thing as the cowardly lion. The lion is known to be the king of the beast that feasts on raw meat. So when you inspire to write tales of fake stories, make sure you remember, don't ever use words in vain. For these words carry their own dignity. I swear I'll wage a war and lyrically go on a killing spree with an army of words, and you can guarantee I'll be in the front line. I use this pen as a sword, I can't wait to bust mine. I waited too long, it's been enough time.